On table 3, I open up 8-7 offsuit, get 3-bet by a newish player, 28 hands, playing 14-11. It's his first 3-bet at the table. Always going to give that credit. The advantage of not having history, you just get credit, and I will fold a hand as good as 8 high with no history. I know, it's hard to believe, but I'm not afraid to do that. That's a big fold. Okay, so I open 10s and get 2 folds. I think I do bring in a couple new tables shortly. As you can see, I have some of the same regs on just about every table. I think, let's see, that 300 guy, he's on every table. Toxic guy, he's on 3 tables. And that's just the way it is. There was a time recently where I was playing 3 different stakes at the same time, because that's, if you want to play X amount of tables, that's really just what you have to do. If you want to play more tables, there's just not there won't be enough tables open in order to play at all of the same stakes. So I've had tables at 10, 25, and 50 going all at the same time. There is certainly some adjustments you have to make if you're going to do that, because those stakes can play differently for sure. But the good news is there's quite a few other regs that are doing the exact same thing. And so against them, of course, those adjustments don't have to be made. I open up King 10 offsuit under the gun on table 2, which is slightly under my normal opening range. I did it because the table was pretty fishy, and the big blind was the fishiest of all of them, and I thought that he would call with worse. I flop second pair, and I do decide to go ahead and bet because I'm out of position. I do get a call. At this point, when I turn to pair, I am committed versus player according to stack sizes. So I'm just looking to find a good way to get the money in. I bet about between 2/3 and 3/4 pot. The river's not a good card, but I'm committed and out of position, and I still do think I could get called by some worse aces, for example, or similar hands like that. So I do shove for his last $4. Not real happy about it. I just don't really think there's an excellent way to play that spot when the board runs off that poorly on the river. Out of position. If I was in position, there's a chance I would have just checked that back. Out of position, I had already committed on the turn, so I went ahead and committed on the river. Might be a little thin. I'm not worried about it though for those stack sizes, and he did river the straight. Great spot for me to go ahead and ISO raise here with King Queen offsuit on table 2. When the tag limps on the button, we know that he doesn't have anything. He's never slow playing anything here. It's important to note that when a tag comes in a spot like that, he just wants to play against the fish. If he had any sort of reasonable hand, he would have went ahead and raised himself. So I make a healthy raise here to 7x because once my fish calls, I don't want the tag to then go ahead and call as well. I want to price him out. Fairly dry board, so I do go ahead and bet it. Although, against 2 fish like this, I'm not really guaranteed to get that many folds. I do get a call, which makes me want to start slowing down, for sure. And he only has $11 left, so if I bet again, I would be committed, even with just my king high, so I am going to check to him. I'm not looking. He hasn't been playing aggressively or anything, so I don't expect him to be bluffing that crazy or anything. So I do go ahead and check, planning to fold to a reasonable bet. I've got a hand developing here on table 3 as well. Luckily on the river, I hit a king. And I'm almost positive I have the best hand now when Smoking Arrows did not bet on the turn, so I'm going to go ahead and bet for value. I don't think he usually has a king here as well, or anything like that. I think he probably just has a weak pair, or maybe a missed flush draw. So I'm not looking to try to play for his whole stack at this point, which would be a pot-sized bet. I'm actually just looking to try to target a call. I want him to call. I don't want him to fold, so I'm going to bet smaller here, since he's that type of player, and hope that I can entice a call from a weak pair, like maybe 4x or 5-5 or something like that.